Bam, going live. Welcome to the show tonight, Pro Se Legal School. We provide tools you need to file your writ. Yeah, so we're learning. We have a few people that are helping on the backside. One young lady's name is Sue. That's what she said she liked to be called. And then there was Andre. Andre was the first non-bar attorney. I have a hard time saying that, yeah. And when he told me he worked for a law group, I thought he meant, and then when I called him told him bar attorney's not going to be able to, oh no, he just about jumped through the phone. I'm not a bar attorney. Yeah, all right. Okay, so yeah, we have a few people that's been helping us out along the way. We first got the affidavit of for denial of corporate existence from Andre, the one non-bar attorney. I guess I could call him that when he's coming to tell you with some real fire. Okay, so welcome to the show. I didn't even know where to start. Okay, let's just do the thing. We're going to start out with my friend Carrie Neighbors with her book. It's not showing. It's kind of a shade of green. Carrie Neighbors. Shattered by Corruption. Number one seller on Amazon, and it's just a little overview of what our family went through, and I mean our entire family, because these people harassed everyone. I didn't know I was talking trash and not giving up, and neither did she. And then her attorney threw her under the bus after they hauled me off and said I was mentally ill because I had these conspiracy theories that the police was out to get me. No, out to get my wife. That's how this all started. They started messing with her, and I wasn't having it. And then the shit got a little out of control. But you know what? That's all right. That's all right. I don't like to look behind me. And I tell people, don't look back. Don't look. If you look behind you, well, I was having this conversation with this dude one time on Twitter, and I was explaining to him, if you look behind you, and I was already looking for the prop that I needed. If you look behind you, you're going to turn into a pillar of salt. And I copied, and I was ready to paste that, and then he said some other smart stuff, and I posted that pillar of salt, and I said, and dude, you're going to be in bad shape because you're going to be like a woman pillar. Okay, sorry. Shattered by Corruption. Yeah, my best friend Carrie Neighbors wrote that. Lawrence, Kansas police corruption in the Yellow House case. That's the secondhand store that she ran for 25 years until the police came in and started getting in her face. And she kicked them out of the store. They got in her face, and she showed them the dough. And then they got mad, started all this little bullshit that went down or whatever. And, in the beginning, we told everybody it's because they're black and white couple and whatever, But it wasn't that. It wasn't that. They started harassing Carrie because she stood up to him and she was a woman. Okay, so, I can kind of get the black and white thing, okay? But to jam her ass up just because she's a woman and stood up to them and not going to put up with their shit, yeah, that didn't set too well with me. So, but I didn't tell nobody till it was all over. I mean, it didn't set too well with me with them getting in her face anyway, whether she was a woman or not. Okay, so I think y'all already can put that 2 and 2 together. Oh, okay, but tonight, so these people have been helping, and I got this other young lady who's helping on the on the website, formatting the pages and putting the information in. She works in marketing. Okay, I'm not making. She's totally okay. If you haven't seen a couple of pages that we got switched over already, she's totally off the chain. So I'm not giving her a hard time, but that's what she told me was her. And I'm getting used to being told that there's a situation. Okay, I'm hanging out with my grandson Oliver the other day, and some music came on in the place we was in, and it wasn't a bar because he only ate. We wasn't at the bar tables with the anyway. Y'all stop pushing me. Let me tell the story. And the music came on with a song I knew, so I was over there jamming. Oh yeah. And my 8-year-old grandson Oliver looks at me and says, "Grandpa guy, you need to work on your timing." Oh, yeah. I said, how about if I time opening that door when I turn the corner? Okay, wait a minute. Don't. Okay, never mind. Let's get back to the focus. Okay, so we started out with Anthony. I'm going to get Anthony. We're going to get Anthony. I say we because everybody's pitching in now. It's more than just myself. It always has been, but y'all just work with me here. And so we've been learning as we go. Now, the prosecutor eliminate package is badass, and it's been blocking people from having this problem. And I actually just got a review in today from Frederick, and this one right here, Coach Frederick, and yeah, he's causing some problems. And he's got his stuff filed in state court, if I believe, and he has a file stamp, not only file stamp, but also registered a file stamp and registered a copy of what he filed in state court. Oh, that's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. Because now you're ready to do the Les Pennis lien against, I don't know, the Recorder of Deeds office and their assets, or the land bank and their assets, or the damn courthouse and their assets. You got to get the assets in there, okay, when you come to the table, because y'all ass know that they ain't got no $200 million. Okay, so I think Coach G is asking for more than Mr. Candelario, welcome to the show tonight. Got some new people up in the house. Okay, so we're down this rabbit hole, and I'm just going to tell you, we're down the hole. So I'm going to get Anthony out. We got the process stopped. He's got his counterclaim for $200 million filed. We added the federal government, the federal prosecutor, and the judge to the counterclaim by putting them on there as plaintiffs. You can add plaintiffs to their own stuff. I have to learn how to be nice because my grandkids give me a hard time. As plaintiffs, put them on there as plaintiffs. And then, okay, so let's just use our head here, okay, in the non-conventional program. And we know how the conventional program goes. So we don't follow that, but unless we have to. Okay, so when you do the counterclaim, it's just like filing a lawsuit. So, technically it doesn't say you have to serve people because they should know. But if you're serving some other people, I mean, if you're adding some other people to the counterclaim, or in my head, if I'm adding anybody to the counterclaim, their asses are going to be served. The counterclaim. Now that becomes a situation for these people because they can't represent themselves. They can't litigate a case they're a party to, and they can't represent each other or anybody else from the same corporation that's hired to that they work for. Okay, so I have ADD. If they can't do that, then that means that if you add the Bar Association to as a plaintiff, because you can add them, then who's going to help them then? I guess you have to go to the okay. We're digging our own hole down the rabbit hole. So we just down the hole. Okay, but you know what? Oh, yeah, I've been a little behind on putting out some videos for the last couple of days because we are down the hole and we're digging our own shit down the hole. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, so these people told me that the way to get somebody out of jail is to structure, well, they said pay somebody. Oh, a writ of habeas corpus. What is that? Oh, we've been going down this hole now for about 3 weeks. Down the hole, the writ of habeas corpus. Oh, so I wonder if I can make one. Oh, that's hot. And as you can see, it ain't skinny. Okay, that's the writ of habeas corpus that Anthony should have received today, because I think today is Friday or Saturday. Hell, I don't know. I don't know what day. He should have got it on Friday. The writ of habeas corpus. Now, what we did in our writ of habeas corpus is we added the counterclaim, and we also added the supplemental pleading. Oh, thank you, Dustin. I'm getting a little carried away over here. Yeah, we added all of the stuff. Well, some of the main stuff, the counterclaim that we filed, then we added one or two, and then we added demand that the affidavit for denial of corporate existence. We added that, and we added a couple of things. Okay, now this writ of habeas corpus is not written up like they asked you to do. Okay, and we're going to go over that in some of the videos I'm going to make after this, because it would take me too long switching back and forth. It only took me about a day and a half. I'm not even after the first 3 hours, but I couldn't just sit down because I wanted to make sure, because they hide shit and they use different words and they do all this stuff. So I needed to make sure I understood what the hell is going on. And when they have you do the writ of habeas corpus, if you follow their conventional rules, they're going to have you write it up addressing the defects, some of the defects that they wanted you to address based off of their fake ass statutes and codes. They're going to set it up for you to address those. Oh, it was ridiculous. Oh, they want to know, okay, what was the ruling for the court? How many times did oh, wait, what if you're arrested without probable cause and without a warrant, and you was arrested by the South Point Casino security guards who are private citizens working for a company? Now, if they thought he was there to hurt somebody or whatever, then sure, they would have probable cause to arrest him, but they're arresting him based off of facial recognition from the DEA, and the DEA put the information, I'm sure they did. I mean, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. I'm pretty sure the DEA, each one of these agencies, puts their own lies and bullshit in the computer. So anyway, we haven't got this on the website yet, but it will be. And this was the first writ. We're going to talk about the other one, but this one was the lead into that one. Researching this writ of habeas corpus, the way they do the conventional, they charge between $15,000 and $50,000, and you get one document. You get one document. That's the writ of habeas corpus ordering the court to take action. One document. That's it. You got one document. Now, the pitfall, because there's a pitfall. The pitfall is you just spent a ton of money to get this person to the court so they can get the hell out. Okay, so when they get to court, is the court going to operate off of the local rules? Or is the court going to operate from statutes and codes? Oh, the court's going to operate from the local rules, the ones that the Supreme Court structured for them down the street. So the rules that the court go by are structured by the same corporation that's paying all of those people in their conventional program. But you know what? That's not the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the big thing. The big thing is in their conventional program, when you pay all of that money to force the court to hear your stuff and to did I say be fair? Okay, I don't know. Because I don't know. I mean, he just got it. We haven't, I don't know. But to pay all of that money to do this, the pitfall is this. Are you listening? Escúchame, por favor. The pitfall is if the pleadings that you filed prior to filing the writ have defects. Ow. Denied. Okay, so most people, by the time you get to needing this, you're already down that hole. But you're not down as far as we are. You stuck in the hole. We're digging it on out. You're stuck in the hole. That means that all the stuff that's filed in your case, and I'm sure there's probably some people doing this on their own or whatever, and then there are other little tiny things that they require because it's their program in the shit to be able to get past it. Okay, but some things, when you're down that hole, they don't tell you. They're not going to tell you what you need to know. And if your stuff has defects or you miss something or whatever, they're going to file to have it dismissed or do whatever, but they're going to be real broad about what they're saying is the problem. They're not going to just tell you right out what the hell they're supposed to. But they're working on some BS, so they're not going to tell you. So we got Anthony's habeas corpus put together here, and we're going to have this posted on the website pretty soon when I get around to it. And I need to see how long it takes him to what else that we need. Now, there are several different kinds of writs. And the writ of mandamus, and we just got that figured out and put together, but we weren't ready to bring it to the table right now. The writ of mandamus, now the habeas corpus forces them to bring the person to the table. The writ of mandamus forces them to take action and rule in the case. It's supposed to be fair or whatever, but I have a hard time using that word, okay? Because where I came from and what I've been through, been through, what I came from, and what we been through. Yeah, these are my other three superheroes. I've got other superheroes too that I didn't want to be born. Okay, we did foster care for quite a while. Okay, they put us through. So that's kind of what we're doing today. So the writ of mandamus forces them to, it forces them to rule. And I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys. Screen share. Okay. Now, here's the writ of mandamus that we have at winningcourtnow.com. Pro Se Legal School put this together. And like I said, the difference between what we bring to the table and what they've been jamming in people's faces, you get more than one document up in here. You get more than one document up in here. Now you can see that new person's doing. She didn't want to have her name on that thing. She's doing a great job. Yeah, it's a powerful tool that compels the judge. And I had to use that word a couple of times in my ads because they didn't like the words that I was coming out with. Oh. So this package is designed for real people in real legal battles. Homeowners fighting. Now we're going to have one. Now I have several people who are interested in this and they're using it for foreclosures, but we're going to have one that's specific for foreclosures. This one was kind of made for, but you know what? At the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, no one's going to want to. The victims of unlawful court, administrative railroading. Oh, if the legal system shut you down, this is your breakthrough. It's time for you to step up to the plate, baby. And so, like I said, for all that money that you pay them, you don't really get what you need. You get what could work if you're lucky, or if you've done a whole bunch of work, or you make some changes to it. But it all depends on what was done earlier. If all of the stuff earlier was done by, and I'm just going to go here so y'all have to keep up. If all that stuff earlier was done by an administrative court that didn't have judicial authority, that's getting paid by the state, who pays the Supreme Court to make the rules, who pays everybody's getting paid except y'all ass. The clerk, the judge, sheriff, that crew of people they send to throw your shit in the yard. Everybody's getting paid. So it's time that we get paid. That's what I'm thinking. So this is what you get in my package. You get the mandamus lawsuit. It needs to be personalized. You change the red font just like my other packages. And this one is, I'm going to have to change the wording on this one. This one is a supplemental pleading. It helps you correct the defects in filings that you had already. Basically, what this is another lawsuit from the non-conventional perspective, but a little bit different. So if you made mistakes, you could use this or add this. This is not the lawsuit. This is one of them. Oh. So for the people who understand how to do this, you can use this to not only correct your stuff, and this will be for the people who aren't about to get pushed off the cliff or whatever. Because this approach requires a little more time. It's like some extra punches in the face. or in the gut. I like to punch them in the gut because it hurts to punch people in the face. So I'm just saying. Okay. Then we have the special appearance document that we put on there to assert your rights without consenting to jurisdiction. We're coming in with the affidavit of non-corporate existence, which removes yourself from their unlawful statutory jurisdiction. We're including the supplemental pleading, and the supplemental pleading is this supplemental pleading. Okay, the first supplemental pleading was for adding the Supreme Court to your stuff, and the second supplemental pleading is to correct errors without asking for leave of court. And I don't think you're going to need them. Okay. If I'm coming to the table and I'm going to ask for something even close to what the attorney's asking for, I'm going to make sure I'm bringing some value to the table so I can be proud of this. And then right here, you got your $200 million federal counterclaim. Where you're the defendant fighting back. So the federal counterclaim is what you use to add them to their own, and as plaintiffs, and then you file in the case. Now, I like to use the counterclaim and serve the new people. And the new people, it would be the spouses of the properties that I would be adding to the counterclaim. Because none of these people have immunity because they're all in administrative court. Go check. Judges do not have immunity. in a judicial setting, the judge has qualified immunity. To qualify, what the hell you got to do to qualify? You got to do the right shit, and that ain't going down right over here. So they don't have any immunity. Prosecutor don't have, none of them have immunity in an administrative court. Now, go read that shit if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, because it says right on the thing, they have qualified immunity for judicial functions. I know I'm a freak. Oh, okay, but that's important. So you do that thing with the counterclaim, you add their property, and you can look their property up on People Looker. I use People Looker. Look up all their properties, the LLCs, whatever, and add it to as damages, and then you serve the spouses at their house or the people at the. Yeah, y'all know the same shit they did too. And then we have the $200 million, the federal lawsuit. Now, everything that I structure here is structured with federal case law, federal acts, and everything is federal. The stuff that you file in state court also has federal case law and federal acts in it. State court players cannot respond to anything that you get from me that you file in state court, because you can file higher court case law in lower court, but you cannot answer to that with statutes and codes that aren't valid laws. Statutes and codes are not valid laws. The judicial foreclosure statute is not a valid law. It doesn't have an enacting clause, it doesn't have a title, and it doesn't have a body. None of the statutes and codes are valid laws. Criminal statutes are not valid laws. And if y'all don't blame me, there ain't nobody complaining. The only people that are complaining about my stuff are the ones who don't take the time to go and study updated instructional videos. Now, if you invest in a premium package, you should only watch the videos for that package. If you go buy all that other stuff and all those other videos, you're dumbing down what you bought, because all of those videos will help us get to this is where we're at over here. Keep that in mind. So you can see right here, you have access to all of the training videos. The instructional videos are in instructional video playlist. My YouTube channel is structured in different playlists. My YouTube channel is also structured for legal research. You can go on there and you can, if you want to learn how to stop the judge, just put in judge. I'll put it up, attorneys, foreclosure, credit cards, marriage dissolution. Come on now. We ain't playing around over here. And so this is just a little bit about, and so here's the thing with this too. When you invest in their program, you get one document. Do you get to read that stinking thing before you have to pay? Oh, wait. They're already taking your half of your property or whatever. Okay. But do you even get to understand what the hell it is? Do you get to work with them? Do you get to learn how to do the stuff yourself? Sorry. I'm very passionate about my work, so I get a little worked up sometimes. Now, the writ of mandamus is put together to address the issue, and yeah, that came out. That came out, and these are some of the related products. Oh, right there, that's the bar card. You guys could go there and get your bar card so you can practice in the federal court. It's only $75. Get your license to practice law bar card. Oh. Yep. And so we're going to take a look at this one here too, because this one here, the criminal prosecutor lawsuit package. This one here is, well, this is what we started out with. And then it got beefed up when because of Anthony. It got beefed up. And now we're gonna gotta get some stuff closed up here. Okay, so the mandamus is going in. Anthony should have received his writ. I don't know. I think today is probably Friday. It's Friday. Should have received his writ today, and they had to sign for it. But they're gonna have to take it and look at it and stuff. But that's all right, because his family, Amanda and his mom, they're gonna receive. They already got theirs, and and then we email it out to all of the chief justices, all of the court people, and the water department and sanitation department. Everybody gets a copy of this stuff so they all can see what's going on. Oh yeah. So we just been playing around, and we had to wait quite a while for them to respond to what we were doing, and some of them of the family didn't understand why we're waiting. And the reason is, when you're doing the beatdown and you move on to the next order, and you start punching making some kicks, and they ain't responding to what you filed, then that shit just got canceled out. And now they need a whole new time to respond to this. And once you get something canceled out, they know where your weakness is. And it's not going to take them very long. To be throwing your stuff out. So Anthony has his $200 million counterclaim filed in their case, and they don't know what the hell to do. He's going after because his family, and they said they're going to let me use it. They're going after 25% of ownership of the casino, and I don't want to own that. I don't want to do with that, but I would like to go to the casino and walk around, eat. Yeah, and they're also suing for a presidential suite for their family. And now I'm family, so I get to use that. So, but we're not done. And I told Amanda what we're going to do, and her mom, and they were like, "Oh, really? Okay." About what we've been doing, they're real happy with. Because I don't know exactly what we're going to have to do, because we never got anybody out of jail, out of federal custody before. Okay, so now that we got the counterclaim stuck in their face, we demanded to be released on pre-settlement conference release. We filed supplemental pleading, adding some people and doing some stuff. And so there's the next. Now I'm getting quite a bit of work done at this undisclosed location, because I don't have the distractions that I had when I was at the other location. I had some distractions. Okay, so anyway, so now we're coming in with a $350 million lawsuit, and we're just going to file right in federal court. I don't know. You know, they might have to send us to the appeals court or something. I don't know, because if the federal court players are all getting sued in federal court, and then you file in okay, let me back up. The federal court players are getting sued in federal court. In their own case, because they were added as plaintiffs. And then they're getting sued again in federal court where they're the defendants. Oh. I don't know. I'm thinking it could be a situation. I don't know. I'm thinking it could be a situation. And so when we get this filed, we're going to have to get a certified copy of this puppy dog, so you can put a lien on the building. Hell, I don't know. Maybe we'll put a lien on the casino or something. We'll put a lien on our presidential suite at the South Point Casino in Las Vegas or somewhere. I don't know. Thank you, Frederick, for coming to the show tonight. Yeah, we're you know, it's weird. You know, we're figuring out, after I've been doing this for a long time, and just now figuring out how to. Well, we was making them do some stuff. Oh, but we're having to work way, way too hard. So it's pretty cool now that we're figuring out how to get some shit done without having to work way, way so hard. And so we're doing it. So I don't know. I don't know how long it's gonna take them to send Auntie's ass home. We already told them they need to get him a plane ticket. And they need to get plane tickets for the family to go get him, because I'm sure he's gonna be scared to fly. Because when you get chained and shackled and flown all over the place. Oh, yeah. And I'm thinking, yeah, they need to just, I don't know what they're gonna do, but we about ready to file a lawsuit in federal court where he's going to be the plaintiff. And we're going to see this writ of habeas corpus thing. You know, we're going to have to provide some firepower in there too if we're going to charge, $20 million. Yeah, we're getting it done today. And you're welcome. This is my therapy for not being able to protect my wife and family. So I have to do this every day, or I turn into dun 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 dun. That coach that you get to talk to when you don't watch the instructional video. And you try to use my program like it was conventional stuff. Yeah, that doesn't work out very well for most people. Thank you, Dustin. Okay, guys, thanks you guys for the value sharing your time. I need to go find something to eat. Talk to you guys in the next live stream. Now we're gonna be back on Sunday, and we're probably gonna talk about habeas corpus a little bit. We'll talk about that on Sunday. I want some of this hard, some of this stuff that we're putting together to get some shit done. So I'll see you guys on Sunday.